If the man is looking for breasts, wings, and thighs, y'all ladies need to send him to the KFC. This is a popular statement said by brother Nuri MUhammad, and today we're going to examine why he said that. Now, Nuri MUhammad, he is a national student minister for the Nation of Islam, which is a well-known black religious group. Previous people that used to be in the Nation of Islam were Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, Honorable Elijah Muhammad, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and Brother Khalid Abdul Muhammad also. So he did a latest tweet about, if men keep asking for, breasts, legs, and thighs, then send them to KFC. And now he started a response, and a lot of people did a lot of back tweet. And I would like to respond to his latest tweet about that. Because you see, back in the early days, women, when they came to the table with their femininity. Cook, clean, fit, feminine, friendly, sexuality. All of those were brought to the table, nurturing. And men, what they brought to the table was security and provision. So now we're in the modern day, and with this statement about guys are just looking for this, it's because nowadays the modern woman, what does she bring to the table? All she brings to her table is her sexuality. She has abandoned all, if most, of the feminine qualities. You see? Now, when you look at a lot of these entertainers who talk about this, like Cardi B when she did her latest video on WAP, talking about, I don't cook, I don't clean, let me show you how I got this ring. But then later on, you see the husband from the Migos releases a video of her actually cleaning up after her party. And also videos of her when her kids listen to the music, she gets them to stop listening to the music live on TV and repeating those words, because those words are the words that she's getting paid to say. But when you look at her actual household, she is actually still providing those feminine qualities in her household with cooking and cleaning and nurturing children. Same thing with Beyonce. Beyonce talks about independent ladies, all the single ladies, and talk about to the left, and all of these. But she goes home married to her husband Jay-Z. She doesn't rap about how to keep a man. She's always rapping. They're always singing about how to get rid of the man. But while they go home to their married life and to the married husband, here are 80% of black women still going home without no husband. So now let's talk about, if Brother Nuri is always asking about why men are only looking for this, it's because that's all these women are bringing to the table nowadays. You see, men, when they come to the table, they have to bring all of their traditional role, which is providing and, securing, which, providing means, you bring your money, you bring your resources, and also protecting. And you see, men are still required to make sure they bring bread home and take care of the bills, because as soon as the man is not bringing any money, he's not bringing any of his resources, look how fast these ladies will jump ship and go and find another man as soon as this man loses a job or no longer can provide her these financial qualities that she used to have. Same thing with security. Now they're abusing that role for male. A lot of men and women, a lot of men and boys who have stood up for these girlfriends, stood up for these wives, they end up getting in jail or getting killed by another man. that they were cheating on, or they just started to control them so they can get into a fight. There's a lot of women out there who start beefs. They don't want to fight their own fight, and they call their boyfriend, they call their brother, they call their father to come and fight the beefs for them, and you see them end up in jail or get killed by fighting another man. And usually these beefs are over nothing really important. But you see, the traditional woman back in the old days, before 1965, what they were expected to bring to the table was their nurturing values. You see, they took care of the kids, they cook and they clean, they took care of the husband. As soon as the husband came home from work, the food would be ready on the table. Not that they come home and then they still gotta make the meal for themselves while the lady's sitting back and relaxing. That would never happen. Also, they would bring their sexuality into the mix. You see, now, a lot of these relationships are wham bam thank you man. So they get with a guy, a couple of days, they get sex, they have babies, and then as soon as they get pregnant, they kick the guy to the curb. Because you see, a lot of these women, when they come to the maternity ward, a lot of them have already decided that they're going to be single mothers. A lot of them did not marry before they carry. And when you look at the black population, 80% of these black women coming to the maternity ward do not have no husband, and they have not been married. So they already knew from the beginning that they were just going to go for some Pookie and Ray Ray and become a single parent. It's not like back in the old days where the husband died of, natural causes or things like that. Nowadays, it's like 70-80% have already decided coming in because they did not want to bring their feminine qualities so they can have a family and grow together. Another thing is women brought to the table their support. They help the husband in their business. They help their husband, conduct business, counting, typewriting, stuff like that. But now a lot of these women do not want to support. They just want to find the man that's already ready made. They want to find the high value male, already finished product. They don't want to grind with somebody from college, just came out of college, and then grow with that person. They wait until they get that man, until that man is making six figures and he's well established. Then all of a sudden the women show up. Also, empathy. Women brought to the table empathy. A lot of times, guys say the wrong things to people or in meetings or social gatherings. Usually the woman has the empathy, the intuition, and to coach a lot of men on how to talk. But a lot of these women don't know how to talk. They cuss every other word. They're swearing. They go 0 to 100 real quick. There is no feminine speech. And you notice when I date older women, they know how to talk to guys. They're not cussing. They know how to be feminine with the makeup and everything. But nowadays, these young women cussing like they just came out of a rap video. They don't have the same femininity. And a lot of guys notice this when you date an older woman as opposed to dating a younger woman. And also, there is that respect when they bring to that table. That women bring to the table. A lot of times, that respect is not shown anymore. A lot of these women are no longer given exclusive rights to their body to that one man. They go and they share their body with everyone else. So guys now are saying, why take care of the cow? Why have the cow when you can have the milk for free? A lot of guys, if they see women are just passing around, their pussy to everybody, then the guys are not going to be respecting them. So that's why, lady, when they had that respect, that exclusivity, then there was that respect that she brought to the table. Now, they try and say, oh, well, guys go out with all different kinds of girls too. Which is true, but it's not the same. You see, for men, in most religions, polygamy is allowed. Even now, what we're exercising here from one guy to one guy is already polygamy. That's not written in the rules. But in polygamy, the guy was responsible for taking care of all the women that he impregnated. So, it's not the same with women that they go and they have with all the different types of men. Then their, you know, their reputation is tarnished. And then another thing that they brought to the table, the women brought their beauty to the table. A lot of them did not do drugs. A lot of them made sure that they took care of themselves, that they weren't drinking, smoking, getting high. But nowadays, a lot of these women are all getting into all different type of drugs, and now they try and fake it up with some fake hair, fake breasts, fake nails, fake boobs, fake butt, and now they're looking for a real man. So back in the old days, the beauty was natural. They did everything they could to preserve their beauty, and they didn't have to rely so much on makeup. So as long as you take care of your body, as long as you keep your weight down, you make sure your body weight is average, and you're not doing drugs, then you can stave off the wall, because women are judged by their beauty, not the same for men. You see, also another notion is that women want to bring to the table is their resources, which guys do not care about resources. They care about a woman's beauty. So a guy will date down to the Foot Locker girl, to the McDonald's cashier. If they have the beauty, then guys will reach down to them. You'll look at all the basketball players and football players. All these guys are well-known guys, and they go and they pick up some random beautiful girl, because that's how women are judged, by their beauty and their femininity. The femininity, you see, the beauty gets you into the door, but the femininity keeps the men. So it doesn't matter if the lady is beautiful, but then her femininity is not there. She's rude, she's obnoxious, she has no respect, she doesn't know how to talk, she's not cooking and cleaning. That it's just gonna be a wham bam thank you man, and you're out the door. But if you want to keep the man, you have to work on your femininity. These are things that women back in the days before 1965 brought to the table. But now, what are these modern women bringing to the table? A lot of them bring their debt, their educational debt from school. They bring their consumer debt, all their spending. Now they're looking for someone to pay for their bills. Another thing that they like to bring to the table is they like to bring their children to the table, which are not assets but really liabilities to these guys, because they know that in some states that have common law marriages, especially in Canada, that one way or the other, if you marry that girl or you stay with her long enough, that the government will intervene and now make you the guardianship and pay for her children and all of their liabilities. And a lot of guys do not want to deal with that, especially with the single mothers that bring all these liabilities. They want to start a new family from fresh. Back in the old days, single mothers was only 10 to 15% before 1965. So even if the guy was stepping up to be a father, then it wasn't such a great numbers. But now, a lot of these women, 70 to 80% now. It's like almost every lady is becoming a single mother. And now they're looking for some cleanup guy, some guy to take up. This is not an asset to bring to the table. Average for children, cost for children nowadays is more than it was in the before 1965. It's $250,000, $250,000 from 0 years old to 18 years old to take care of a children. It's very expensive. And especially if it's not your own children, then it's not really an asset, because after 18, then you're not really considered their real father, so they have no real ties to you. A lot of them will say, "You're not my real father." But then you have to provide everything as a father, being a stepfather. That's why it's an unrewarding job, and a lot of people avoid it. So, yes, modern women try to bring their children to the table like it's an asset. It's not. Another thing that these modern women want to bring to the table is their entitlement. And the reason why they bring these entitlement is because after 1965, there was a lot of laws that were changes. A lot of things were changed so then it would work in the favor for women to be alone with their children. You had the government with child support. And then you had the judgment who has alimony and spousal support. And the policeman that she can always call upon and get rid of you in a moment's second. Even though your name is on the lease, even though your name is on the mortgage, the policeman will just remove you from your house and say that is her house now. So guys don't even want to get caught up in all of this nonsense. And another thing that these modern women like to bring to the table is their sexuality. But they bring their sexuality at a cost. It feels like whenever you're getting some sex from her, she charges you a bill. A lot of these women are feeling entitled that now that if you want something from me whenever you have sex, I have to charge you. When you date these older women and whenever you go out with them, the feeling is mutual. It doesn't feel like they're charging you every time you go out with them. You pay for the date and then these younger women want you to go to the hair salon so you can pay for their hair and their nails. Or after you go on a date, she wants you to go and pay the bill. You know, you go on a date and she invites her girlfriend or her children or other people to the date so you can pay for their meal also. A lot of this entitlement and roles that are changing is not making these modern women attractive, what they bring to the table. See, so now when Brother Nuri MUhammad says, you know, if the guys only ask for breaks, legs and thighs, then what else are these women actually bringing to the table that the guy would want? Because really, from the list of the modern day women, all that's really attractive on this list is the sex, and you still gotta pay for that. At least with the traditional women, you didn't have to pay. It was mutual. See, we have lost the traditional way. But guys are still required to be traditional and bring what they need to the table. Anyway, guys, this is one for YouTube. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you got any comments, leave them down below. And bye-bye.